Zoe sat at her desk, eagerly awaiting the next lesson. Dr. Thompson walked in, holding a large map with pictures of different ecosystems. Good afternoon, class. Today we're going to explore the different habitats animals live in and understand how they interact with their environments, she said with a smile. Zoe, Dr. Thompson continued, can you tell the class what a habitat is? Zoe thought for a moment, then answered, a habitat is the place where an animal or plant lives. It has everything the animal needs to survive: food, water, and shelter. Exactly, Dr. Thompson exclaimed. Today we're going to learn about various types of habitats and ecosystems and explore the roles animals play in them. So let's start by looking at some examples of different ecosystems. Dr. Thompson pointed to the map, showing pictures of various habitats. First, let's talk about the forest, she said. Forests are full of trees and they provide shelter and food for many animals. Animals like deer, squirrels, and birds thrive here. What do you think makes a forest such a great habitat? Zoe raised her hand. The trees. They provide shelter, and there's lots of food like berries, leaves, and nuts. Right. Dr. Thompson smiled. Now, what about the desert? What makes a desert habitat unique? Zoe thought for a moment. It's dry and doesn't have a lot of water. The animals that live there, like camels and lizards, must be able to survive without much water. Exactly, Dr. Thompson agreed. Now, let's move on to the grassland. Can anyone guess what animals live in grasslands? Zoe eagerly raised her hand again. Lions, zebras, and elephants. They live there because there's plenty of grass for herbivores and open space for predators to chase their prey. Great observation, Dr. Thompson nodded. Next, let's talk about wetlands. These habitats are always saturated with water, and they support a wide variety of plant and animal life. Frogs, beavers, and ducks are all adapted to live in wetlands. Zoe made a note in her notebook. Wetlands are really important for biodiversity. Yes, exactly, said Dr. Thompson. Finally, we have oceans and freshwater ecosystems. Oceans are vast. Saltwater environments home to fish, whales, and coral reefs. Freshwater environments like rivers and lakes have fresh water and support fish, amphibians, and plants. Zoe raised her hand again. So every habitat is different, but all of them are important for the animals that live there, right? Exactly, Dr. Thompson said. Each habitat has unique features that support different animals, and animals are not just living in these habitats. They also play important roles within these ecosystems. Dr. Thompson turned to the board and drew a food chain. In every ecosystem, we have producers, plants that create their own food. Then come the consumers, animals that eat the plants or other animals. Finally, we have decomposers, organisms like fungi and bacteria that break down dead materials and recycle nutrients back into the ecosystem. Zoe was fascinated. So, plants, animals, and even tiny organisms work together to make an ecosystem balanced. Yes, that's the key, Dr. Thompson said. In nature, everything is interconnected. For example, animals like elephants and zebras help maintain grasslands by grazing on plants, and in turn, predators like lions help keep the population of herbivores balanced. Zoe thought about how lions and zebras interact. So, without lions, there could be too many zebras eating too much grass, and that could harm the ecosystem? Exactly, Zoe, Dr. Thompson agreed. This balance helps the ecosystem thrive, and every animal has its role to play, whether it's as a producer, consumer, or decomposer. As Dr. Thompson wrapped up the lesson, she introduced an activity. For your next project, you'll create a small habitat model. You can choose any ecosystem, forest, desert, ocean, etc., and design it with the animals that live there. Think about how these animals interact with each other and their environment. Zoe was excited to get started. I'm going to make a rainforest habitat, she thought. I can't wait to show how all the animals, from the tiny insects to the big jaguars, work together in their ecosystem. As Zoe walked out of class, she felt inspired by how animals and their habitats are all connected. She was eager to dive deeper into the world of ecosystems and understand the roles animals play in maintaining balance. I can't wait to see how animals interact in their habitats, she thought as she imagined her next adventure